It's time for the old one too, and that means it's more than one. We have a Western Star 4900 SF dump truck and a Peterbilt Model 567 dump truck. And as you might guess from the packaging, both of these models are by Diecast Masters. Let's get out one of the boxes, and this is the Peterbilt. And as you can see, it's in the high quality Transport Series packaging. Yo bro, you've got a picture of the model on the front. And with a swift flick of the wrists, we can see there's information about the real truck on the back. The box for the Western Star is in the same style, but perhaps a little bit more colourful. And prominent on the box is the Western Star logo. Inside the box there is this pull-out style tray. And as usual for Diecast Masters, there's a mini brochure included. And looking through it helps you to decide how many more display cases you need. There's a plastic see-through lid, and when we take that off we can see the model lurking inside the box. And this one's not too heavy, so you only need a small sized hand crane to get it out. In the plastic lid there's a little compartment, and that contains exhaust stack extensions. For the Peterbilt model you get two exhaust stack extensions, one straight and one bent. But for this model we'll play it straight and slot it in place, although it's a little bit loose. The Western Star is a little bit different. You don't get a choice, there are just two bent extensions and they fit rather more securely. Here we have both models side by side with the Western Star at the bottom. And there's some decent detailing underneath. You can see the engine and the gearbox, and there are various tanks. There are also soft mud flaps, and there's reasonable detailing of the pusher and rear axles. Much of the chassis modelling is in plastic. The roof of the Western Star has got a nice combination of lights and air horns, and there's plenty of chrome work, most of it in plastic. There are textured steps leading up to the cab. At the front there are nicely modelled lights, and the front is very good, including the Western Star logo. A nice touch is that both of the models have the truck maker's name on the seat backs. The exhaust stacks are detailed and they look very good. The wheels on the rear axle and the pusher axle look very smart. And at the rear there are lights, a towing hitch and Western Star on the soft mud flaps. The dump body is nicely modelled in metal, and there's a quick cover canvas arrangement, although it's non-functional. The timber edge boards along the body sides are modelled in plastic. Detailing of the tailgate is reasonably good. The Peterbilt is modelled to the same standard, and there's a nice logo and mascot on top of the grille. We begin with the rear axles, which spin freely as you would expect, and there's a good steering angle available on the pusher axle. But moving to the front, the steering angle is not quite so good. But these trucks are not usually driven upside down, so let's get one the right way up. And here we see the Western Star rolling well in a straight line. By setting the steering we can get a very moderate steering angle, and it would have been much better if the angle was more. Another feature is the pusher axle, which can be raised out of service, or you push it down to bring it in touch with the ground. And as we've already seen, you can set a steering angle. The next feature is the opening hood, and it's quite a stiff mechanism which will hold any angle. And as you can see underneath there is a detailed engine. Of course the dump bed can be raised, but it is also very stiff, and in part that is because of the way the lift ram is constructed. And as you can see it's multi-stage tough plastic, which doesn't look the best. At the back the tailgate opens, but it's not free swinging. And because of the modelling, the open angle it can achieve is a little bit restricted. Closing down the dump body is straightforward, but it is very stiff. The Peterbilt model does have an extra feature, and that is you can stick your finger in the open window and open the cab doors. And that's a nice little bit of extra functionality. These two models from Diecast Masters are robustly made dump trucks. They have some very good detailing and decent functionality, but perhaps the best aspect of these is that they pose well with other suitable models. So if you're looking for some US dump trucks, these ones are very good.